Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and I'm here with my good friend Ronnie Murray, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Ronnie.
Uncle John, good to see you again.
Good to see you. So let's just go look at the count right now. Let's take a look at it. Tell us what we got.
Well, 5172, we added 3 to 5175. I know 2 out of the 3 that y'all called in about. Thank you for that. We couldn't do it without you.
That's it, citizens of Calhoun County helping Ronnie Murray make arrests. You're in charge of patrol, right?
I am,
And,
yes.
and CNT guys and EST guys in the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of responsibility.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
So tell us, you were going to talk about something up front here.
So, as y'all know, we have a litter trailer that goes out, litter patrol, throughout the county. People need to call us and tell us if there's an area out in the county that they think needs to be picked up, and we'll get that litter patrol out there and get that road taken care of.
This is like trash on the side of the road.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
dump trash out there. That's terrible.
I can't stand seeing trash on the side of the road.
It's awful.
We only get one world. Let's take care of it, right?
Let's take care of it. So if you live in the county and you see trash on the side of the road,
Call us.
call. You
Yeah.
call. They'll actually haul your
Actually,
trash.
we'll bag it and haul it.
There you go. See, bag it and haul it. All right. We're going to be back with the first half of the lineup and a really interesting guest here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First half of our lineup today is brought to you by Abe's Ace Bail Bonds. Abe's Ace Bail Bonds, 256-831-0074. First up in the first half of our lineup is Gregory Humphrey. Mr. Humphrey, last known to be living in Southside. He's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And this is Corey Dial. Mr. Dial, last known to be living in Fultondale. He's wanted for a failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. And meet Crystal Jackson. Miss Jackson, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted on a probation violation for assault third. And we'd like you to take a look at Robert Witt. Mr. Witt, last known to be living in Rockmart, Georgia. He's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And this is Taisha Lawson. Miss Lawson, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted on a probation violation for theft of property third. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the first half of the lineup that you might know where they are. If you do, call Ronnie Murray, the Sheriff's Office of Crime Stoppers. You call, they haul. We are here with my old friend, Craig Waldron, who used to be a reserve deputy in a very specialized division. We had a mounted unit. You were the cavalry. And we had so much fun with the cavalry. You remember those guys.
Well, I was here for a few years of it.
You were here for a few. We had a blast with the horses. And you've got personally, you've got a bunch of horses. How many horses do you have?
We have 2, as I say. We have. Oh, now I guess we have 3. Too many. But
3 too many.
only when you're on the pan bill is it 3 too many.
Well, horses are wonderful and they're beautiful, and you guys have always had some pretty horses. But you're doing some special stuff with horses around the county.
Well, we, working with the county and the MDA board, we wound up with 900 acres out at McClellan. So it's Fort McClellan Horse Trails. And we've got the campground out there. So when you're coming over the bypass and you come down, you'll see Yahoo Lake on your right, the entrance to the Yahoo Lake, which is just open. That's great. And then you take a right and you'll go down 2 miles. And if you look to your left, you'll find the rock entrance with a big name in steel, McClellan Horse Trails. And as you drive in, you'll see we've got a country store that will be open shortly. We've got a big mural of the 1900s and shows all the horses and the men in uniforms, which is really cool to look at. And then if you look straight forward, we have a large arena, 60 by probably 100, donated by State Farm and Charlotte Alford's her office. That was great. And then to the right, we've got a 32-stall barn. We cut the wood down, we brought in a mill, we cut our own boards, and we built the 32-stall barn, which is a first-class barn.
Awesome.
Wow. So if people want to go camping with their horses, this is a destination. Ride the trails, and the stalls are for the people that are camping for their horses. Is that
right?
Yeah.
We have 50 sites now, camping sites with power. Eventually, we'll have water. And then to the right of that is we have a 60 by 80 pavilion with a rock fireplace, similar to what you'd see at Cracker Barrel was the goal, with a big carved horse out of rock on top of that. And then to the right of that, we have the entrance, which is a beautiful entrance, to Sassy Tales. We support a handicap program, or a special needs program would be the proper term, I guess. So we are always looking for volunteers to come out and help at that, because you need a walker on each side of the horse when we put the kiddos on. We had a great donation for a ramp so the kids can walk up the ramp and easily get onto the horse. And then we've got about a half-mile nice padded area, and the kids will walk over pine bark mulch. They'll walk over an area where there's gravel, and all that's to feel and the difference and hear the difference noises. So it's a real good program for the handy.
So you need volunteers who have horses, like Ronnie.
Right. So
and volunteers to walk beside the
right.
horses.
And the horses have to be that calm, collected type that says, okay, you can put grandmother on me, or you can put
Yeah, that's
anybody
not Ronnie's
on.
horses.
No.
I don't have horses.
That's
anymore.
exactly right. They ran off because of you. They like,
Yeah, horses and I have a difficult relationship. So
I've heard that.
we do. They don't like me, and I don't like them. They scare me.
Well, it's amazingly big industry for the United States. It's 1,500,000 jobs are
Really?
related around the horse industry, and you get to see them all when you own your horses. The vets and the farriers that come every 6 weeks and put on a new set of Adidas tennis shoes, and lots of different things. They have chiropractors, and then you buy your hay, and then you get to buy your horse trailer, and then you get to buy your truck to pull your horse trailer, and so just a
grew
few
up
things
with
that go along with it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different than walking or riding a bike or something. 24 hours a day, these horses need to be fed and kept up.
Right.
And just so you know, that's why I don't like horses anymore. We grew up with horses on my grandfather and my uncle's farm, and it was my job to go out and feed these horses and water them every day. And it was also my job to break a horse we called Philly when they brought it home.
Aw,
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of hours.
It wasn't fun.
Was it fun?
I feed the horses in the morning, and in the afternoon, or in the evening, Susan goes out and feeds the horses and then cleans up the poop, and it's just
And there's
amazing.
a lot of it.
Oh yeah,
Well, they're horses.
and then go ahead.
So, McClellan, we've got the horse trails, we got bike trails, we got hiking trails.
Yeah.
What don't we have out there that people can ride and walk? They have four-wheeler trailers?
We don't. I don't think we have a four-wheeler trail.
We don't have an ATV or trails.
But you've got the horses, and you have a new job.
Oh yes, the county. Thanks to the county commissioners have just been great. They've supported this all the way through. They own their land. They got the 900 acres from the McClellan Development Authority. And so they're responsible for the campsites, and we take care of them. So yes, they made me manager of the campsites, and so I'll manage that. So we're doing online. We're just about done with setting up the online reservations. So you'll go online, you can pick out this campsite and that campsite, then you can go into the stalls and you pick your 2 stalls if you've got friends that you want to be next to, and then you can ride and all that.
How long are these trails?
Oh, we've got almost 30 miles of trails, and we're always going to be growing. We've already done some rerouting, so it's added some more trails. In fact, I just gave a talk to the retired WACs, and we were talking to them, and I said, I really like to have a trail designated just for the women who've served in the service. I think that's a lost, we forget about them.
We do.
And it's a very important part. So on the trails, we have signs so you can stop, rest, look, and read about the service, what the trail is, maybe how difficult the trail is. We've got nice compliments on how well our trails are marked.
Really?
900 acres is a lot of land.
Well, in 30 miles of trails, you can't do that in one day, right?
Oh no, that's the key. Eventually, the country store will have a hot spot, so girls who work from home, they can come out there, bring their computer, sit down, work with the office, go for an hour ride on the horseback, and then come back in and sit down and work some more. So they'll stay longer, which helps the county, because the county receives the money from the campsites. The stalls and the arena that we have and any trail, that goes to Backcountry Horsemen. Backcountry Horsemen is a, 12,500 member across the United States.
Oh, wow.
In 2017, we had one little small chapter here. For the worldwide, there's 212 chapters. But we've now, in Alabama, have 5 chapters. And so we've really grown. In fact, our chapter is one of the largest. Last year we had like 300 members.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. You guys are growing really well.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Backcountry Horsemen and all of the cool trails and horse things out at McClellan. And we've got the second half of our lineup. So stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. This half brought to you by A1 Freedom Bail Bonding. A1 Freedom Bail Bonding, 256-236-7888. First up this half, Demario Person. Mr. Person, last known to be living in Douglasville, Georgia. He's wanted for a failure to appear on possession of a forged instrument second. And this is Summer Phillips. Miss Phillips, last known to be living in Cedar Bluff. She's wanted for a motion to revoke bond on trafficking methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is Leo Lang. Mr. Lang, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted on theft of property first. And take a look at Jimmy Galloway. Mr. Galloway, last known to be living in Wellington. He's wanted on a probation violation for obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And meet Eric Stevens. Mr. Stevens, last known to be living in Weaver. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana first and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these people, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the second half of the lineup that you might know where they are. If you do, call the sheriff's office. You call, they haul. We are here with Greg Waldron, and we're talking about the horses at McClellan and the Backcountry Horsemen, which we just found out is like mega thousands of people. That's incredible.
Well, you asked about the trails, and so I'll show you this.
I'll hold it so you can point.
Thanks.
I'll take Vanna White's job.
There. All the red that you see there are tank trails that was done during Vietnam.
Tank trails?
Yeah, so they're
if
nice
I have
and
a
wide.
tank, I can bring it to McClellan and drive it around?
Well, we just had a gentleman bring out a 1968 ambulance, and it was pretty cool. But anyhow, these were tank trails, and so they're wide, so you can ride 3-4 abreast. And then the yellow trails all go loop around, and that's for basically one after another horses, so in a string. Okay. They all come back to the main tank road, so you can't get lost. I always have to laugh when someone says, well, I rode the yellow trail today. They're all yellow.
So orient us, where's the entrance to McClellan?
Right here is where we come in, the main entrance. And so you'll see there's the country store, and there's the arena. And then we have stables right there, and then all the screen behind is the campground, and then the orange is the Sassy Tails that I told you about.
So is that blue? Is that Highway 21 there, or is that
no,
431?
No, that would be
Iron Mountain Road.
Iron Mountain Road.
Oh, okay, so it's on the back side of the fort. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
And Mud Hole Road goes into us. So, and they were right along the creek bed, dry creek bed. Normally, right now, it's really rolling with water. But as you can see, there's, and then we try to show altitude, so 600 feet, and trail names.
That's pretty cool. So all that infrastructure is there now.
Yes.
So you can bring your horse out there and
we're ready to
camp.
Take your reservations.
Wow. Now, what do you do with the arena?
That's usually where somebody will come out and work with their horse a little bit. We haven't had any events yet. Now, we've got 2 events that are coming up. Tom C., Best of America by Horseback, he's coming back, and he seldom goes back to places, so you can see that on YouTube. Tom C., Best of America by Horseback, and he rode out here. I carried the cameraman on a 4-wheeler, and he rode his horse. And then Tom, I'm at a blank on the name, but he also does articles on horseback.
So any chance of doing, like, is this arena big enough for horse shows or dressage or any of that?
Yes, but not jumping. I would say
jumping.
that, but yeah, a lot of the horse shows that's around the arena. I think we're going to have some roping coming in for an event. We've got a horse trainer who will come in, and he trains you to train your horse, you know, or to take care of an issue that you've got with your horse. So he's really he brings his horse in, and that's coming up.
We need to get a dressage thing here. I got a friend whose daughter is in the Paralympic. She's on the Paralympic U.S. dressage team.
Well, I've got the markers for dressage, so we can put them on the arena for her. We're having a great volunteer just delivered 4 posts, so we'll put lights, so our arena will be lit at night.
Wow.
So you'll just twist your timer on, and it'll stay on for an hour or so.
So how would you get your arena on the circuit, if you will, for people
We
that do
really don't have the
competitions?
parking for any big thing. That's our issue. We didn't anticipate this. In fact, we actually made our arena a little smaller because our parking lot, you know, the big rigs that pull in here.
Oh, yeah.
They can always park in, on the main part of McClellan over there next to the gym, I would assume, in that Metaplex or the big parking lot across, and be bussed. I mean, it's not far.
Well, it's
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to bust your horse.
No, not really. Drop it off and go over there and park.
There you go.
Well, yeah,
Well,
drop
and
the
we've got
horse off.
campgrounds, so a lot of times they'll drop off and then take their big rig and set it in the campground.
So what's your capacity for the campground?
50 campsites right now, and then we also have primitive, and we're going to keep moving the primitive because we've got this land here. So this will be primitive as we keep moving on, because a lot of people just want it to high line. They're set up with generators and tanks and everything, so they don't need power.
Can people camp on the trails?
No, no. In fact, we actually have to have no dogs on the trails, and no people walking. These are horseback riding trails.
So who controls that? Somebody gets out and starts walking on a trail, they're 2 miles in, and here comes a bunch of horses.
Well, we ask them to leave.
Well,
Yeah, we can't take horses on walking trails, so it's not right that they should be able to come on our horse trails.
Sure.
So same thing with bikes.
well, they'd probably be discouraged anyway because they might step in something.
Oh yeah. And then the next person will come by and want the manure because it is great for your vegetable garden. It just
Oh, so if you're looking for, fertilizer for your
We've
vegetable
got
garden,
it.
just they'll give you.
you're welcome to come anytime, and we'll load your buckets. If you bring a pickup truck, we'll bring the tractor and we'll load you up.
So will you have like a cleanup day on the trails where people can go up there and clean up
We
poop?
just finished our cleanup day, and that we had 40 people come out to volunteer with blowers and with leaf blowers. Is a big thing because the leaves fall and all of a sudden you can't see your trail very well.
Okay.
But all the trails are marked with yellow triangles, and so we try to, a lot of times the trees fall with your triangle on. So
What about like trail ride rental things for people who don't have horses? Are you going to do that
the
eventually?
only place I know that does that is Oak Mountain Stables, just south of Birmingham, and they rent horses.
Will you guys eventually think about doing that?
We have one person that's kind of kicking the concept around.
That would be interesting. I'd go rent a horse and ride up there.
We have several people that want to. I recommend, most people have more than one horse, and you really do need to ride and keep
So
your
you
horse in
find a friend
shape.
with a horse and say, "Bring your horse out here.
There
I'll
you
ride
go.
it for
Yeah.
you."
Come volunteer for
Hey,
Sassy
Craig,
Tails.
you got horses. You want me to ride?
Yep. Volunteer for Sassy Tails. Get to know us, and before you know it, somebody will say, "Well, you can ride my horse." It's just as easy to load 2 horses and bring them out as is one.
That's pretty cool. Well, Greg, thank you for letting us know all about this. This is just amazing stuff. We appreciate you coming down. And so if people are interested, if they have a horse and want to join your organization, how do they do that?
Then go on Facebook, and we're Backcountry Horsemen. So,
Backcountry Horsemen on Facebook. Well, thank you
McClellan.
for being on our show today. We
Thanks for
appreciate
asking.
it. And you guys stay with us. We're going to be back with the Crime Stoppers portion of our show and the Crazy Criminal here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help us on the following cases. Sometime between January 31st and February 1st, a 2021 Blue Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 was stolen from Webster's Chapel Road in Wellington. And between January 28th and January 30th, a home on Cross Creek Trail in Alexandria was burglarized. They got away with a Husqvarna push mower, backpack blower, 4 weed eaters, 3 televisions, 1 computer, Xbox controllers and games, miscellaneous jewelry, 2 phones, and a large amount of cash and various other items. And between January 22nd and January 23rd, 150 gallons of diesel fuel was stolen from a red semi-truck that was parked in the parking lot next to Jack's on Big Valley Drive in Alexandria. And between January 7th and January 9th, a 500-gallon propane tank was stolen from Knighton's Crossroads Volunteer Fire Department. And that's it for our cases this week. If you have any information on these cases, please call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Ronnie, it's crazy
Uncle
criminal
John.
time.
This guy, look, let me just go ahead and tell you up front, I love Taco Bell.
Do you?
I do. Not as much as this guy, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Sharp decided he was going to shoot up the Taco Bell because they were closed, and he got there after hours, and they wouldn't let him in. So he decided just to start shooting at them.
Because they wouldn't let him in?
Because they wouldn't let him. They were closed. Now, again, I am crazy about Mexican pizzas. Since they come back, I've probably kept the Taco Bell in Jacksonville in business.
Really?
But after 2 a.m., I'm not going to go shooting at him to get one.
So did they arrest this guy?
Oh, they arrested him. They found 3 weapons in his vehicle, a 9mm, 22.
He was
spent
angry.
casings. Apparently he was hungry. He was hangry.
He was angry.
He was angry.
He was angry. I can see that. Well, that's and what happened? Where did this take place?
I don't remember the exact town it was.
Somewhere in the United States.
It was here.
It was here?
In the United States.
Oh, jeez. We'd hear it if it was our Taco Bell.
If it was our Taco Bell, I would have been the first out there investigating.
You
this.
would have,
Do
and you would have
not
taken their
mess
whole
with their
inventory.
Taco Bells. Yeah.
Washington. It was in Washington State. Washington State. They have coffee at their Taco Bell in Washington State.
Is that a cop joke?
No, that wasn't. It was
Okay.
a
Just making sure.
Washington State joke.
Next thing I know, you'll be bringing up
Seattle.
donuts.
I can't eat donuts anymore. I like donuts.
Real cops don't eat donuts. We eat pastries.
And coffee.
I drink a lot of coffee every day.
I drink a lot of coffee every day. Not as much as I used to, though.
Really?
Yeah.
You cut back?
I have.
I'm down to 5 cups a day.
Oh, I'll get there. So real quick before we close, you guys are hiring at the Sheriff's Office. You said
We're
you were in
always
charge of
hiring.
dispatch. So
Yes.
people looking for a job?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where can they apply?
CalhounCounty.org.
CalhounCounty.org. So if you're looking for a job, a great career, or looking for something to do in your retirement, that's a good job too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so dispatch, corrections, patrol, you got it. And Ronnie will be the guy to talk to. We appreciate you tuning in to us every week, and we look forward to seeing you again next week, but not in the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.